Good morning, and happy Sunday. You see, our clocks was turned back, so some of us got some extra sleep this morning, which is wonderful. I'm actually outside this morning. It's kind of brisk up here, but it feels really good. I just wanted to come to you this morning with a topic, something that, again, something that is really sensitive that, in the past day, I've had discussions with others about. And the topic today has to deal with grieving and how long do you feel it takes for a person to grieve. Some people say they grieve for years, they hurt for years after losing a loved one or loved ones, whether it's family, friends, you know, it hurts. It really do. So the discussion yesterday, I was discussing with a couple of family members and, just friends, and they were saying that a person should take as long as they want to take to grieve. Like there's no limit that should be put on grieving. I agree to a certain degree, and to a certain degree, I don't agree. But that's my opinion. And so, from my perspective, I believe, and only I believe, I'm not saying it has to be your belief, but I believe that there should be some type of a limit to grieving. I didn't say that that you forget about the person. No, you're never going to forget who the person is because it's a loved one, someone that's dear to you. It could be a husband, a wife, God forbid, it could be children, your parents. That's a pain that you feel as an individual. So yes, everybody have their own time limit of grieving. All I was saying was you need to put a time limit on it, because when people grieve, that's a time in your life when you're in pain. It's a pain. It's a pain that you're feeling. And eventually, you have to let go of the pain. I didn't say you're going to let go of the person. I said eventually you have to let go of the pain when you are grieving. Okay, so you don't forget the person. We will never forget them. Okay, and people have beliefs that, when loved ones pass away, that they still have ways to see them or hear them, or, things of that nature. Again, well, people have gifts, and yeah, things happen. And I'm not going to dare say that's not what happens in people's lives. Everybody have different experiences. But for you as a person, all I was saying is they're not coming back. And, it's sad to say, and it hurts. They're not coming back. So we still living as though eventually they're going to come back, or we're trying to hold on to their clothes, or, we got the house the same way. God forbid if someone pass on. And, I have people in my life that still have their home the same way, have clothes in the closet. When people lose their husbands or wives, they keep their clothes in the drawers. They're still doing their laundry, stuff like that. That's grieving. And if you're doing that for years and years and you don't change things, you are really stuck. And you're stuck in this place where you are not living, where you're not moving forward. So all I'm saying is there should be a time limit that you put on, not someone else. Like, of course, they say, in 12 months, you start to feel better and things like that. You cannot say that, because within a year, the following year after a person passed away, to me, is so difficult, because now you're remembering holidays, birthdays, things that y'all did together, anniversaries. See, those things come into play. So it hurts. It hurts because you're like, oh my goodness, last year at this time, this is what we were doing. So it puts you right back into that grieving state again. Granted, after a few years or so, and I'm not telling you how many, but you have to begin to live again. So you got to try to let go of the pain. How you going to do that, right? How can you let go of the pain? Well, first of all, you have to change your way of thinking. That's the first thing. You need to come to terms with, they're not coming back. I have to now learn how to live without them. That's where it gets tough. because now you got to change your routine. If you had a routine every day, you know, someone you were with for a long time, so you have a routine with them. So now you have to change the routine. That is so hard because it's a habit. So now you got to break the habit. Okay? But that's what I be saying when I say you got to put a time limit, because you got to say, okay, I'm going to have to change this house. I'm going to have to take these clothes down. I'm going to have to not do the laundry anymore. Why am I washing the clothes? Why are the clothes still in the closet? Why do I have his favorite chair sitting over there or her favorite chair over there? Very nice. Hi, Harlem. How are you? I'm sorry. So young. Hi. Good morning. He says one way of letting go of the pain is to stop giving you energy to the day they passed. Yes, it's energy. And all that energy that you're using, that's beautiful. All that energy that you're using is putting you right back into that grieving pain state. It's a pain. It's a time of pain when you're grieving. That's why I say you have to give yourself time, enough time, and you gotta let go. You gotta say, I'm not gonna continue to be in pain, because I'm gonna think of the great things that we did together, or the wonderful times we had together. Or like people say, you know how you want your flowers before you go? Remember those times that he or she or they did wonderful things for you, or gave you flowers, or took you out. Now you got to start thinking about, what would they want me to do? Do they want me to die with them? No, they don't. And when you're in that grieving state, believe it or not, I'm not saying it like it's crazy, but you're dying with them. You actually are stopping everything. And you're in that state, and that's all that energy that you're using. Okay? So this is why we need to give time. Yes, you want to have time to grieve. Yes, you want to have time to be able to still just have the thought of that person. Understand, I'm not telling you to forget about them. All I'm saying is give yourself time to grieve, and give yourself a time limit when you're going to let go. And not saying you're not going to grieve again, because you're going to feel pain, but you won't be in that grief period. You'll be in remembrance. Okay? And when you remember them, you want to remember them in a great state, not in that painful state. Because every time you go to grieving, you're thinking about the death itself and them not being there. Okay? So now you got to think about, what would they want me to do if they was here? My mom, that's how I made it through. When I lost my mom, I can't believe I finished high school. Not because of that. I didn't really have a lot of people around me telling me to go. But I said, what would my mother want me to do? She would want me to graduate. So I did. I'm saying, you got to think of, what would they want you to do? What do they want you to do? Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all, I'm not going to keep you. Harlem again. Yep, in April, your mom passed away, and I know. And, and I have a lot of loved ones who lost their parents. And you know what? We grieve, yes. But then we have to let go of the pain. We have to pass the pain, okay? That's what this is about today. Grieving. You got to set yourself on limits. And I'm not saying someone else. I said you. You have to make up in your mind when you don't want to put any more energy into that grieving. When you don't want to put all that energy into that negative thought, that pain. You got to not want to be in pain. You have to be the one who don't want to be in pain any longer. Okay? So until next time, I want you to have a blessed day. I hope you got what I had to say. I hope I answered some of your questions. And thank you again. And I'll talk to you. Enjoy your day. Have a blessed one. Bye.